So, the way it all started was last year, um, my knee started hurting. Probably around, I don't know, maybe February, March. And, um, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And so it got so, sorry, my eye is watering. My eye waters when I lay down. It got so I had to limp a lot, and it was really hurting when I was walking. So, I went to an orth. Well, I went to a couple different doctors, I think. One place I didn't like, and they wanted to give me shots, cortisone shots, I guess. And I said, no, I don't want cortisone shots. So, then I got an appointment with an orthopedic doctor, a specialist, and they took x-rays and they said it was bone on bone. The cartilage was all gone on my right knee, and that's why it was hurting so much. And they said I needed to have surgery. So I just kind of accepted it, like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to have surgery. Didn't really think about the outcome of it. Although, I mean, I couldn't keep really going with the knee being bone on bone because I wasn't able to really walk that well. And at night, it would get really swollen up and painful. So, and I was taking pain pills back then, not a lot, but they had me on 7.5 hydrocodones, I think twice a day, which I don't like being on them. But anyway, so then I went in and met with a orthopedic surgeon. He said I'd have surgery. Made the date, and then came the time. Of course, it's during COVID, so I had to go get a COVID test, which really was not pleasant. I don't know. Everybody probably has had one practically, and some people say it's nothing, but this one was not fun. Anyway, I had to have EKG and blood work done. It's not my favorite thing. EKG is fine. And I think that was all I had to do for the hospital. Then came the day to go to surgery. I went in and I have a really hard time. They have a hard time finding my veins for IV. I just hate it so much. And I was really, really nervous. And but they had this cool thing. It was like a thing that could read or show you where the veins, show them where the veins were. I don't know how. I think that's the first time I've ever had them do that. So they did that, and they found a vein, and they put the IV in. So then I wasn't quite as nervous. I get really nervous for the IV, which is kind of silly, I know. And then I think they gave me a hydrocodone, and either that or it was a what's the other thing, the stronger one, the maybe oxycodone. I can't think of the other. There's another one, but anyway, I think I took one. I think they gave me one of those, and my blood pressure was really, really high, and I think they were a little concerned about that. I think it was all because I was scared, and it was really high. I can't remember, but it was something really. It seems like it was like 185 over. I don't know. It was high. Anyway, but they took me back to surgery, and they were all really, really nice. You know, you have to lay on that table. I hate that table. Your arms get kind of strapped down, and you're laying there, and it's cold, and but everybody tries to be nice to you and tell you funny things and make you take your mind off of stuff. And then the anesthesiologist kind of knocked me out, but in the beginning, I could still kind of know what was going on. And I remember seeing my leg go like way up in the air and hear like, I guess kind of hear like talking and stuff. And I don't know if I said something, like if I said that I wasn't out, or I don't know. That stuff is so weird. So then I don't remember anything, thank God. And then I woke up and everything was all right. I was in recovery. I didn't feel any pain, of course, yet, because I still had. Oh, I know what part I forgot. They gave me an epidural while I was in there before I had the surgery, and I was really nervous about that. And the guy that gave it to me I think it was a guy, was really good. It didn't hurt hardly at all. I mean, a little bit, but that numbed me from like my waist down, which is a very odd feeling if you've ever had one. I've had one before when I've had children, because I've had to have cesareans. But so I kind of knew what to expect. But it's just a weird feeling, no matter how many times you've had one done. So I had that. How did I forget about that? And then they did the surgery. And they gave me the anesthesia to put me on. Then they did the surgery. Then when I woke up, I was still under was under the influence of the epidural, so I didn't have any pain. And that's one of the good things about having an epidural. They advise you to get one, because if you don't, when you wake up, you can already start being in extreme pain. And I wasn't. I don't remember any pain when I woke up, really. And slowly, the pain started coming. They gave me, why can't I remember the name of that one? Percocet. They started giving me Percocets, I think. And and I couldn't have any visitors, of course, because it was COVID. So I watched TV, and I looked on my phone a lot, and the nurses were really nice. And the pain started getting, I definitely could feel it. They made me get up really fast. I forget how long after surgery, to go to the bathroom. And you're thinking, I just had my whole knee bone taken out and pieces of titanium or whatever put in my knee. How am I going to get up and walk to the bathroom? But you just do it. They give you a walker, and getting on the toilet is not pleasant. And then pulling yourself back up. I think it's easier if you're a guy, probably, to go to the bathroom. Unless you have to go a different kind of bathroom. But we won't talk about that. But anyway, so I had to do that, and I just rested a lot, in and out of sleep, talking on the phone. And I was supposed to go home the next day, but I asked my doctor if I could stay an extra day, because I really didn't feel like my family was ready for me to come home. You realize how vulnerable you are when you have this done, because you realize that it's just going to be hard to just get up and go to the bathroom. It's just going to be a chore. So I stayed an extra day, which was nice. And for me, some people are probably like, let me get the heck out of here. They just don't want to be in there. But I kind of like I don't like being in the hospital, but I like their food. Some people say, oh, I hate hospital food. I like it. Anytime somebody waits on me and brings me stuff, I'm happy. So, Anyway, uh, there was this one part, there was this one time my phone dropped on the floor by on the side of my bed, and I reached down. You know how they have those bar things on the side of the bed so you don't fall out or whatever? I stuck my arm down through it to try to grab my phone. I should have just called the nurse, and my arm got stuck. And I had to call the nurse, and she was like, I think she said, this is the first time this has ever happened. And we were able to somehow pull it a little bit and pull my arm out, and I had so many bruises all over my arm. It looked like, oh, it was terrible. That added to my pain. Anyway, that was a story in itself. But so if your phone drops to the floor, just call the nurse and they'll come and get it. Anyway, I the time came. Oh, they had a physical therapist come, and he had me walk down the hall and around and past the nurse station and around back to my room. And in the normal time when your knee's fine, it would seem like a walk in the park. Like take you maybe 2 minutes to walk around, and when your knee's like this and you're using a walker, it just seems like, oh my god, it seems so far. Like you're not gonna be able to, like you don't want to make it. But I made it. I think he came like twice. I'm not sure. And then they teach you how to go up and down stairs, because you have to take one stair at a time. You have to go up with your, see, it's up with your bad knee. No, wait. Is it up with your good knee and then your bad knee? I think. And then when you go down with your good knee, and then something like that. If you have to have this done, they'll teach you how to do it. But they teach you how to go on stairs, because I had like 3 stairs that I have to go in to come to my house. So like if you have a bedroom that's upstairs, you might want to consider having a bed, or making like having some kind of a day bed or something downstairs for the first couple weeks. If you don't, if you're going to be going up and downstairs, I would not really advise it. But so anyway, so then time came to go home, and it was difficult getting in the car. We have a Nissan, so it's kind of a smaller car, and I think I had the seat all the way back, so I could kind of stretch my leg out. But oh my goodness, I was like, oh, I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to get home. Because the hospital was about 45 minutes from our house. And so I was really feeling the pain at that point. I was really wanting to get home. Didn't want to do any side trips or, stop anywhere. So, we got home, and I made it into the house using the walker. I'd say the first week, you really rely on the walker. Even though you feel like you're young, kind of, and you feel like you look like an old granny. Sorry, but I kind of, have that picture in my mind, but boy, do you rely on that walker. And then where I went, they assign a physical therapist to come to the house for the first 2 weeks, which is really, really helpful. He came twice a week, I think, twice or 3 times a week for the first 2 weeks. And I would dread it because it hurt, because they make you do stuff that you don't want to do. But they also are helping you. And they were taking my blood pressure, because my blood pressure was so high at the hospital that I guess the doctor ordered to keep checking it. But I was okay. And they ended up giving me taking blood pressure meds. But anyway, that's another story. So they have you get up, do do different little exercises. At first you start out really, really small, but then as you go through, by the end of the 2 weeks, you are doing more stuff. And I had a man physical therapist, and he kind of like was massaging it and then like bending it sometimes, and one time, it hurts. But you don't want it to freeze up, you want it to keep moving, and you want to get your range of motion. This is what I'm going to tell you about later that I did not do good on, but I'm still working on that whole part, but I'll tell you about it. So anyway, so he did all that. He came for the 2 weeks, and then I progressed to using a cane pretty fast. I stopped using the walker. I had my first appointment for follow-up, I think 2 weeks after my surgery. I had to use a walker at that, going to that, because it was hard to walk into the doctor's office, go to the room, then they do an x-ray, see how it looks. Then I met with a PA. In fact, I haven't seen my real doctor, the one that did the surgery, since I had the surgery. I've been seeing a PA. So you know how that goes these days. Anyway, but he's a nice guy. He shows you your x-ray, tells you, how you're feeling. He's the one that prescribes your pain meds. I'm still on my hydrocodone. I started out I was taking 10 milligrams of hydrocodone like every 4 hours, I think, in the beginning. And then I think I went to every 6 hours. And then I went to I'm not sure if I went to every 8 hours. And then I went down to 7.5. Somebody's here. 7.5 milligrams every 6 hours. Which is what I'm still at right now. So, I found some peace and quiet to make the rest of my movie. No more barking dogs. So I'm trying to think of what part I was at, but I was telling you about getting home and laying down, putting ice on my knee, and my family was really good about making meals, but it was frustrating for me because I felt kind of like I was a burden to everybody. So hopefully you won't feel that way, because it's not your fault and it's not something that you should feel. Everybody wants to help out and wants to take care of you. And you should let them. And even if it's just for that first week or first 2 weeks, you really need to rest. You need to be eating good. You do need to get up and move around, because you don't want to get blood clots. That's something that they tell you to be careful about. You have to keep moving. There's exercises they're going to give you to do while you're laying down. Like there's one where you're laying in bed and you flex your feet up and back, and that keeps your legs moving. And also you push down with your knee into the bed and hold it like for 3 seconds. And you do those exercises off and on, but you don't want to overdo. But you do those, you keep your knee iced, and just try to rest and keep on top of the pain. You have to watch out for constipation. I know it's not something that people want to talk about really, but the doctor can give you something for that a lot of times. And also you can make sure you're eating a good diet with fiber in it, and that'll help a lot. And drink lots of water, which I don't do. That's one of the things I'm guilty of.
And so I think it was the day after I got home from the hospital, I'm not sure, was when the physical therapist came and started working with me. And it would feel so good at the end of the physical therapy session because he would put the ice on my knee for me and then wrap it up really tight. And it just felt like so good to have that feeling of it. Because after you work out, it's going to get sore and you're going to have swelling. And so that helps a lot. And this is what okay, where I did something bad, and I'm making a confession on here. I went to physical therapy after I had physical therapy come for 2 weeks to the house, and then I went to outside physical therapy for I think one appointment, and I didn't go after that. I don't know. I just did. It was hard to get myself up and take a shower and get ready and go get in the car and just go there. It was just hard for me. And it was terrible because I'm doing okay, thank God. But it could be worse because what can happen is if you don't do your physical therapy, your knee can end up freezing, and if you can lose your range of motion, and they have to go in and do a manipulate. They call it well, they have to go in you have to go under anesthesia again, and they have to I guess break through the scar tissue that's built up from not moving it, and you have to kind of start all over again. So do your physical therapy. And everybody told me to go to physical therapy. Make sure you do your physical therapy. What did I do? I didn't do my physical therapy. I did some exercises at home. They gave me a little pamphlet with exercises and an elastic band, and I didn't even do that very much. Um, but I did work with my knee. I did massage it a lot. Um, that just felt good. I would be sitting up in the middle of the night in so much pain, and I'd just massage my leg. And that was one of the hardest parts for me, was not getting enough sleep for like the first month at least. I probably would get like 2 hours, then I'd be up in pain, and then I'd be able to go back to sleep for a couple more hours, and then I'd be up, and then during the day I'd be so tired because I didn't sleep good at night. So that part was hard, and the pain was sometimes it'd get to a point where I feel like it was getting better, and then I'd feel like I was kind of backsliding, and it was getting worse again, and then it would get better. So, and it would be in different spots. Like sometimes it'd be in my knee area, sometimes my ankle would be like hurting, my shin, my calf. I mean, all different parts of my leg would hurt at different times, and that is, I think, one of the hardest things for me was to deal with that was with dealing with the pain at night, especially because during the day seems like there's a little more of things to distract you. People, your family is up, or I don't know. It just daytime doesn't seem quite as I don't know how to explain it, but there just seems like there's more to distract you at night. It's just so quiet and dark, and even with the TV on, I mean, I was watching TV, but it still was hard in the middle of the night, be up at like 3 in the morning or, 5 in the morning. So that part was hard for me, and it got frustrating. I don't think I ever really got depressed. Um, but I did get very frustrated at times, thinking, is this ever going to end? Is this going to get better? And it does. It like anything else um, in life, you have to have patience. And when you think, oh my gosh, I can't take this anymore, it gets better. And you have to keep remembering that when you're going through this. And like I said, it might be totally different for you. You might be like, wow, this was a piece of cake. Or, this isn't as bad as she said in her movie. Um, and I hope so for you. But if it is, you'll make it through. Um, it's just and if you're doing your physical therapy, it's really good because they help manipulate your leg, and uh, it's not always fun, but they will help you get your range of motion back. I probably would have had a lot better range of motion and being able to walk without a limp, because I still limp a little bit when I walk, and it'll be 6 months. But I probably would be not having all that if I'd done my physical therapy like I was supposed to do. So, do your physical therapy. And the other night, it's been almost 6 months, and the other night I had to ice it again. So, it does, I think it depends on, you don't want to overdo it. If you don't want to like try walking a mile if you're not ready, or go to an amusement park with your grandkids or your kids, or do stuff that is going to take a toll, because the next day you're going to be paying the price, because it'll swell up. And I know, I still, in the mornings is hard. When I wake up, it's really stiff, and I have to like kind of bend it, slowly, and get out of bed and kind of limp to the bathroom. But and then once I get warmed up, it gets better. But I'm hoping that I'm covering everything that you will have to face going through this. I'm gonna list things that I wish I had done differently. I'm going to list things that you can do to get ready before you go to the hospital. That'll make your life easier when you come home. And I'm also going to list some videos that I watched that were really helpful for me. Um, there's one, I think they're called the Docs, and they're so funny. I think they're both orthopedic surgeons, and they explain a lot about what the procedure. One thing I did not watch was the actual surgery, and it's on YouTube. So if you don't want to know what they're doing, don't watch those, because it's kind of gory. Um, and I didn't want to know exactly what they were gonna do. You know kind of what they're doing, but you don't really want to watch it. So at least I don't. So, but there's a lot of stuff on YouTube to watch, and I'm sure if you don't have YouTube, you wouldn't be watching this video right now. But there's books and libraries that people still go to, and there's other ways to get research on getting a total knee replacement. It's pretty common nowadays. There's thousands of people that have them done, and there's people that have both of them done at the same time. I do not know how they do that. I really don't know how. I would not have wanted to have both knees at the same time. I can't even imagine. Um, but if you are brave enough to do that, if you have to have it done, then I'm sure everything will work out for you. It's just, you know, gotta take extra care of yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Took me a long time to make it. I, that's another thing that happened during that time. I had really low energy for the first like 5 months. I didn't want to make YouTube videos. I didn't even like getting up to take a shower. Well, it kind of hurt because I had to bend my knee to get in over the bathtub thing, so that was kind of painful. Um, but I just didn't have any motivation to do much of anything. I didn't want to cook. I definitely had a hard time cleaning house. I'd get exhausted easily, and if you're not doing the physical therapy and you're just basically laying in bed watching TV, getting up to go to the bathroom, getting up to do a few chores around the house, your whole body's gonna suffer. Because when I first started doing housework, my back would just be like killing me. So um, because I wasn't used to being up and doing stuff. So that's what physical therapy can come in handy too. It helps with all the other parts of your body keep up, so that you don't get atrophied, your muscles don't get atrophied, and then you've got to work to get back in shape, which is what I'm doing now. But yeah, I just had no motivation to do hardly anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. Um, well, it was hard to sit for a certain period of time, like in the car and stuff. So that was a good excuse for me not to go anywhere. But I didn't. I just, that was just the way that I handled it, and I'm happy that part of it is gone, over with. I'm feeling a lot more back to myself. I'm feeling like actually um, taking showers, putting on makeup, getting going for walks, um, cooking, cleaning the house. Just I've gone out to a few family functions. That's hard right now with COVID, but so that was kind of an excuse for me too. COVID, I couldn't go anywhere anyway. So, um, but still, it's good to do the physical therapy and keep yourself moving and doing stuff so that you're on the road to getting better. So they say it takes a whole year to recover from a total knee replacement, believe it or not. And there's a scar. Well, I'll be putting pictures on of my scar when I first got it and what it looks like now, and the bruising that I had when I first got home from the hospital. Um, they say when the scar is totally like white, like matches your skin or whatever color your skin is, when you can't really see it anymore, that's when you know you're pretty much totally healed. So mine is still, you can still see it's still red. Um, so I still have like another half of a year to go. But I don't want anybody to be afraid if because that already I can see the benefits. I can remember when it would hurt just to walk from, just to walk out in the driveway, and now I can actually walk. It feels a little, I feel a little different because it's still healing, but way better than when it was the bone on bone thing. So if you need to have it done, don't hesitate, because don't be afraid, and make sure you have a good plastic surgeon. Make sure you have a good orthopedic surgeon. If you want, get a second opinion. If you feel like if you're not 100% sure that you really like your doctor, it's always good to get a second opinion if you can. I really liked my doctor. I felt confident, and I trusted him, and it worked out fine. Just was a lot of pain for me. So a lot of pain, a lot of lack of energy, uh, no motivation. So you, but it comes back. You just have to have patience. Take it a day at a time. No, at those nights when you're sitting there rubbing your leg in the middle of the night, no, it is going to get better. And that's all I can think of right now to tell you. Um, I'll list things, and in the description there will really be a lot of information, because I will put links to uh, things that you could use, links to videos that are good to watch, and I'm sure it'll be helpful for you. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I it was a long time in the making, this video. I had I have a family member who is going to be having a knee replacement, and she has wanted me to make this video so she could hear what I had to go through, so she can kind of know what's going to happen. And I'm sorry it took me so long to do it, but I finally got it done. So I love you all. Thank you for all the well wishes that I've gotten, and thanks for watching. Bye bye. So I thought I would show you a few of the items that you're going to need, and usually your insurance is going to cover it. This is the first thing you're really going to need, and this is a walker. It's really easy. Goes like that, and you just push it. And this will help you a lot for the first week, at least. Help you get around. And then, when you're feeling better, you progress to a cane. This is the one that I think I got to pick it. I can't remember exactly, but I just like it because it's more steady than just straight one, and it has the little rubber things on the end. And as you can tell, I did not use either one of these very much. So, and you use the cane, the hand on the opposite of the bad knee. So my bad knee was my right, or is my right, so I use the cane in my left hand. The other thing that you might want to try is, that you might need, is the elevated toilet seat. I did not even use this. It did not even get open. The box is tearing. But yeah, it's brand new. It's helps so you don't have to sit down so far on the toilet or stand up so far. But we have a bidet on our toilet, and so it wouldn't work. So even though I got this, I didn't even use it. But you might want to look into getting one of these, because it can be really, I'm sure it can be really helpful. I didn't get to try it, so. But these are 3 of the things that you're going to need, and then I'll be listing more. And I will put links for everything in my description. You're going to discover that one of your best friends is ice. You need to be icing your knee or knees all, like, a lot. And I found, I can't remember if I got these from the doctor, the hospital, or I'm pretty sure that's where they came from. But they're just ice packs like that. And this one's frozen. And I like these because you can bend them. See, you can bend them. And you definitely don't want to put them on your knee, straight on your skin. You want to put them, I put mine like in a pillowcase or a towel, and then you just put it over your knee. You might want to put 2 or 3 on your whole leg, down by your foot, and then on your shin, on your knee. And it's good to have at least, probably have at least like 7 of them, so you can rotate them and keep some frozen while you're using the other ones. And when those ones defrost, put those ones in the freezer, or the person that's taking care of you puts them in the freezer, and then you get out the new ones. Some people use an ice machine. Some people will have an ice machine on their refrigerator, and some people actually buy ice machines just for their knee replacement, and that's up to you. But I didn't want to really make that pay that much for an ice machine, and I don't think we would have really used it that much later on. So I found these really good. So that's my idea for the ice. There was one on Amazon that I got, and it had like a small square of like this inside of, and it was not worth it. So be careful what you buy. I'll put a link to some good ones on Amazon, and also I'll probably put a link to the one that I got, and so you'll know not to purchase that one because it doesn't stay cold for very long and it's just a waste of money. So yeah, ice is gonna be your one of your best friends.